Here's a new video on collecting. Since retiring, my objective was to go through my collecting. I've done 50 plus years and just appreciate what I've got and cut back because one, I had no room. I was running out of room. But yeah, it's hard to change old habits. So here you've got some new purchases. Kijiji, Marketplace, all these things, finding some great deals. So to solve the space situation, I bought a new cabinet, IKEA, so I can add more because I have these ones that you've seen before. And over here, and then of course the big book collection, all IKEA, thank goodness. Some budget ways of storing stuff. But the latest one, Motorsport Magazine, found a great deal on these, and these are my informative years when I really got into Formula One and racing in general. I managed to get in one go 1970, all 12 months, 12 editions, 1971, 72, 73, 74, 75, and 73 was my big year. That was my discovery of Jackie Stewart-Terrell and all the other fabulous cars and some great photography in these. But the articles, amazing, covering all things automotive, with some great sections and great writing and reviews of racing, Formula One particularly, but everything imaginable. All the grid positions, results, fabulously written. Always have a color section in the center. For the time, 1973, some beautiful photography and color, which is great when checking this against authenticity of die-cast slot cars and everything else, and just learning more about the real thing and how they performed and what the situations were in races back then. So anyways, a great deal. I think I got all of these for $50 Canadian, but anyways, that was great. On the same go, die-casts. I've 1/18 scale, my favorite. Like over here, I was running out of room and I was saying, I've had enough. I've got enough die-casts. I don't need any more. But, and then I restricted myself. I'm going to get a die-cast. I want to make sure it's die-cast metal. Everything's going these resin and non-opening. I want to make sure it was metal with opening parts. And, well, found one at a good price that I couldn't resist. We got this lovely Porsche here, and the detail is incredible. Also, the price. I mean, I've kind of given up on die-cast because they've gone extremely expensive. But look at the detail in here. Just spectacular. In the back. Yeah, what I was buying for $100, $200 are now going for $400 or $500, and a pure die cast with all the opening parts and everything. Yeah, they're starting to get into the thousands, and that's just totally ridiculous. Look at this. If you can see in there, it even has the ignition key in the dash there. Just phenomenal. And look at the size of those tires and that engine detail underneath. Beautiful. Nice weight. That metal, beautiful, beautiful. So anyways, with the price and it fitting the bill, being all metal and such, and again, that livery spectacular. Anyway, and then again, talking about Formula One, that was my original passion. So I found one of those die casts. Those are getting ridiculous. And again, they're generally always sealed. Very rare you get the bodywork off. But I couldn't help but just absolutely love this Alfa Romeo Formula One car from last year, 2022. And the detail, spectacular. Again, these goes for, if you get the different makes, the high-end makes, they're going, what, $300-400. This cost me $90. And it is just gorgeous. The paint on this, that livery is spectacular. Just couldn't resist. And one of the main reasons, I get into this die-cast and such, and I go with 18 scale, so I can do comparison, size comparison. So when I look at this Porsche and I look at it in comparison, this is about 1975. Now you're looking at a 20 22 Formula One car, just how huge that is. And to bring that home even further, here, I'm just going to grab my McLaren from 1973, my favorite year, and looking at the comparison of size. Like, look at this McLaren, and then you put it up against and you compare. It is minuscule. More accurately, the new Formula One cars are just massive. Look at just the comparison of size. Look at the front tires. And these are the same scale, 1/18 scale. It is hard to believe. And look how safe that driver is in there with the halo and all the head protection, everything. I don't know how the driver actually sees, but particularly peripheral vision. How do you see there's a car beside you? But you look at this. Look how crazy that is. The driver's barely sitting in the car. And then when you take off, the airbox, and then this cowling, which is just fiberglass, it had absolutely no protection. It was there for aerodynamic reasons. You take that off, and the driver's just sitting in a little tub. He's, from the waist up, he's totally exposed. And just this little roll bar here and this roll bar here is the only protection. And yeah, you got some structure here on the sides, but generally these sides were full of fuel. Although it does have a major fuel tank underneath this roll bar, but quite often they had fuel on these side sections too. Completely insane. The bravery of those drivers back then was crazy. Anyways, yeah, I can't stop collecting. At some point, I got to slow down. Anyways, baby steps, slow down, and start just going back and reviewing and appreciating what I've already accumulated. Anyways, there you go. Even in retirement, as if you're younger and still in the midst of collecting, I'm telling you, it's tough to stop, if not even slow down. Especially when you can find some great deals, and they're hard to find. You can't find good deals anymore, but the odd time you come across them, and it's gold.